You're out for a walk on a sunny afternoon, enjoying the fresh air, when suddenly your calves start to ache. Not the kind of ache from exercise, but something deeper, more uncomfortable. You shrug it off. Maybe you've just been on your feet too long. But what if I told you that some of the foods you've been eating for years could be slowly cutting off the lifeline your legs depend on? Foods that quietly narrow your blood vessels, damage your nerves, and in the most extreme cases can lead to tissue death, a condition doctors call necrosis. Necrosis isn't just a scary medical term. It's what happens when parts of your body stop getting the blood and oxygen they need to survive. For your legs, that can mean severe pain, infections that won't heal, and in the worst situations, amputation. And the most shocking part? The road to necrosis often doesn't start with an injury. It starts in your kitchen. Today, we're going to uncover 7 everyday foods that may be slowly pushing your legs toward that dangerous tipping point. Some of them are so common. You might have one sitting in your fridge right now. And before you start thinking, "Oh, that could never happen to me," remember, these effects build over time, often without symptoms until the damage is already done. If your legs matter to you, if you want to keep walking strong and pain-free, I need you to stay with me until the very end. And while you're here, drop a 1 in the comments if you want to protect your legs. Or a 0 if you think they're in perfect shape. And make sure you're subscribed to channel so you don't miss life-saving tips like these. Let's begin with the first culprit. 1. Bacon. A breakfast favorite with a dangerous secret. Bacon. Oh, I know. Just the sound of it sizzling in the pan can make your mouth water. That smoky aroma drifting through the kitchen on a lazy Sunday morning feels like comfort itself. But here's the thing, as delicious as it is, bacon can be trouble for your legs in ways you might not realize. Each crispy strip is loaded with sodium and saturated fat, a double punch that can quietly set the stage for circulation problems over the years. Too much sodium makes your body hold on to extra water, which raises blood pressure. And when your blood pressure stays high, your arteries, those delicate tubes carrying life-giving blood, start to harden and narrow. Now, add in the saturated fat from bacon, which has a sneaky habit of sticking to artery walls. And over time you've got plaque buildup. That narrowing of your arteries is what doctors call peripheral artery disease. And when it happens in the legs, it means less blood, less oxygen, and less healing power getting to your muscles and skin. This isn't just theory. Research published by the American Heart Association shows that people who eat processed meats like bacon regularly have higher rates of vascular disease. You might notice it first as cramping in your calves when you walk, feet that feel colder than usual, or small cuts on your toes that take forever to heal. And in severe cases, poor blood flow can lead to serious tissue damage. Am I telling you to swear off bacon forever? Absolutely not. Life's too short for never again. But it's worth making it a treat, not a daily habit. If you love that savory kick, you could try lower sodium turkey bacon. Or even better, swap a few breakfasts for avocado on whole grain toast. You'll still get that rich, satisfying bite, but with heart-healthy fats that help keep your blood moving freely. 2. Hot dogs. And speaking of salty, fatty favorites that can quietly sabotage your legs, there's another one you'll find at ball games, barbecues, and quick lunches. And it comes wrapped in a bun. Hot dogs. They may look innocent enough, sitting there on the grill, sizzling and ready for a squiggle of mustard. For many of us, hot dogs are tied to happy memories, summer picnics, ball games, backyard parties. But beneath that nostalgia is a mix of ingredients that can quietly work against your blood vessels, especially the ones that feed your legs. Hot dogs are processed meats, which means they're packed with preservatives like sodium nitrite. While these help give hot dogs their familiar color and flavor, they also create compounds in the body that can damage the lining of your arteries. Damaged arteries are more likely to become stiff and narrow, making it harder for blood to flow freely down to your calves, ankles, and toes. Add in the high sodium content, and you've got the same blood pressure raising problem we just talked about with bacon. More strain on your circulatory system, more wear and tear over time. Then there's the fat. Many hot dogs contain trans fats, the kind that not only raise your bad LDL cholesterol, but also lower your good HDL cholesterol. That's like removing the garbage truck from your neighborhood while doubling the trash. Sooner or later, things get clogged up, and when your arteries in the legs get clogged, walking can become painful, and healing from even small injuries can slow to a crawl. The Harvard School of Public Health has linked regular consumption of processed meats, including hot dogs, with increased risk of cardiovascular disease. It's not just about the heart. Remember, your legs rely on healthy blood flow too. If hot dogs are a family tradition, you don't have to cut them out entirely. Look for nitrate-free versions, or switch to grilled chicken sausages with less sodium and more lean protein. Pair them with a side of fresh veggies instead of chips, and your legs will thank you. 3. French fries. And if you think hot dogs are the worst offender, wait until you hear about a crispy, golden comfort food that's hiding a particularly nasty surprise for your circulation. Ah, French fries. Those golden, crispy sticks of comfort, whether they're from a fast food drive-thru or homemade in the oven. Fries have a way of making any meal feel more indulgent. But here's the problem. The way most fries are prepared turns them into tiny delivery trucks for fats that are especially harmful to your blood vessels. Many restaurants and fast food chains reuse their frying oil multiple times. Over time, that oil breaks down and creates trans fats, the kind of fat that clogs up your arteries faster than almost anything else. Trans fats not only raise your LDL, the bad cholesterol, but also lower your HDL, the good cholesterol that helps sweep plaque away. This means those crunchy fries can, over time, make it harder for blood to move down to your legs, starving your muscles and skin of the oxygen and nutrients they need. And let's not forget the salt. A medium order of fast food fries can pack more than 250 milligrams of sodium. And most of us don't stop at just one order. That extra sodium raises blood pressure, which, as we've talked about, adds more stress to your arteries. The result? Poorer circulation and a higher risk of peripheral artery disease, where narrowed arteries can cause leg pain, numbness, and slower healing. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published findings showing that diets high in fried foods are linked to a higher risk of heart disease and circulation problems. And since your legs are at the far end of your circulatory supply line, they're often the first to suffer when blood flow is reduced. Now, does that mean fries are off limits forever? No, but moderation is key. If you're making them at home, try baking or air frying with heart-healthy oils like olive or avocado oil. And instead of reaching for the salt shaker, season with herbs or spices. Rosemary, paprika, or even a sprinkle of garlic powder can make them just as satisfying. 4. Soda. But fries aren't the only comfort food that can quietly drain the life from your legs. Sometimes, the culprit isn't salty or greasy at all. It's sweet, fizzy, and hiding in plain sight in your refrigerator, soda. That fizzy, sweet pick-me-up so many of us reach for without a second thought. Whether it's a can of cola with lunch, a big cup from the gas station, or a bottle tucked into the fridge just in case, soda has a way of sneaking into our daily routines. But what's inside that bubbly sweetness can quietly harm your legs in ways you might not expect. The main culprit? Sugar. And lots of it. A single 12-ounce can of soda can have 30 to 40 grams of sugar. That's like dumping 8 to 10 teaspoons straight into your bloodstream in minutes. When your blood sugar spikes repeatedly over time, it can damage the delicate nerves in your legs and feet. a condition called peripheral neuropathy. This nerve damage can cause numbness, tingling, burning pain, or even a loss of sensation, which makes it harder to notice injuries before they become serious. High sugar intake also contributes to insulin resistance, which can lead to type 2 diabetes, a major risk factor for both poor circulation and nerve damage. And it's not just the sugar. Many sodas are acidic, which can inflame blood vessel walls, making them more vulnerable to narrowing. Less space inside your arteries means less blood reaching your lower limbs. And your legs are the first to feel the difference. A long-term study published in Diabetologia found that people who regularly drink sugary beverages have a significantly higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And with it, all the leg health problems that come along. So, what's the alternative? Try sparkling water with a splash of real fruit juice for flavor. Or unsweetened iced tea with lemon. You still get that refreshing sip without the blood sugar roller coaster. Even cutting back from one soda a day to just a few per week can make a real difference over time. 5. White bread. And while soda's sweetness can damage your nerves, there's another everyday food that harms your legs in a quieter but equally dangerous way, by spiking your blood sugar almost as fast. Even though it doesn't taste sweet at all. Now, let's talk about something that seems harmless, maybe even better than a sugary drink, but can hit your blood sugar almost as fast. White bread. It's soft, it's comforting, and it's the base for everything from morning toast to a turkey sandwich. But that fluffy texture comes from refined flour, which has been stripped of fiber and most nutrients. Without that fiber to slow digestion, your body breaks it down into glucose almost instantly. This sudden spike in blood sugar isn't just bad for people with diabetes. It's tough on everyone. Repeated blood sugar surges can damage the small blood vessels that feed your legs and feet. Over time, that damage makes it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach your tissues, slowing healing and increasing your risk of infections. If you already have any circulation issues, white bread can quietly make them worse without you even realizing it. It's not just theory. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that diets high in refined carbohydrates are linked to higher risks of heart disease and poor vascular health. And remember, your legs are at the far end of your circulatory system. They're often the first to show signs of trouble when your blood flow isn't at its best. The problem with white bread is also about the hidden sugar effect. Even though it doesn't taste sweet, its high glycemic index means your body reacts as if you've just eaten candy. That reaction can lead to insulin spikes, followed by energy crashes, making you more likely to crave more refined carbs. And the cycle continues, stressing your blood vessels again and again. So, what's the better choice? Swap white bread for whole grain or sprouted grain bread. These options are packed with fiber, which slows sugar absorption, keeps your energy steady, and protects your blood vessels. If you're making toast, add a protein or healthy fat, like peanut butter or avocado, to make it even more leg-friendly. 6. Ice cream. And while white bread can slowly weaken your circulation, there's another treat that combines sugar and unhealthy fats in a way that can hit your legs from two angles at once. I know, it feels almost cruel to point the finger at something so tied to happy moments. A scoop after Sunday dinner. A cone on a hot summer afternoon. A little bowl at night while watching your favorite show. Ice cream isn't just dessert. It's a memory maker. But here's the tricky part. It's also a double hit to your circulation and leg health. Thanks to its sugar and saturated fat combo. That creamy sweetness comes from a high amount of added sugars, which send your blood sugar soaring just like soda or white bread. Over time, those repeated spikes damage the small blood vessels and nerves in your legs and feet, leading to numbness, tingling, slower healing, and in severe cases, even open sores that won't close. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, that damage can happen even faster. Then there's the saturated fat. Ice cream is made with cream, and often with added butterfat for richness. Saturated fats raise LDL cholesterol, the kind that clogs arteries, and lower HDL cholesterol, which means less cleanup crew in your bloodstream. When your arteries narrow, especially in the legs, it becomes harder for blood to get through. That reduced circulation means your muscles tire faster, injuries heal slower, and your risk of peripheral artery disease climbs. Research in the British Journal of Nutrition shows that diets high in both added sugars and saturated fats significantly increase cardiovascular risk. And remember, your heart and your legs are connected through the same network of blood vessels. Does that mean you can never enjoy ice cream again? Not at all. The key is treating it like a special occasion. Try smaller portions, or choose options made with lower fat dairy or plant-based milks. Some brands even offer nice cream, made from blended frozen bananas. Naturally sweet, creamy, and free of added sugar or bad fats. 7. Frozen pizza. But while ice cream is often a warm weather indulgence, there's one more culprit that can sit in your freezer all year long. And it packs more sodium, fat, and hidden additives than most people ever realize. Now let's open the freezer and talk about frozen pizza. It's the hero of lazy nights, quick lunches, or, I forgot to cook, dinners. Just heat the oven, pop it in, and 15 minutes later, dinner is served. But while frozen pizza might save time, it can cost your legs more than you realize. For starters, frozen pizza is a sodium heavyweight. One personal-sized pie can easily pack over 1.200 milligrams of sodium, more than half of what the American Heart Association recommends for the whole day. All that salt pushes your blood pressure up, which, over time, stresses and damages the arteries that feed your legs and feet. Then there's the fat, not just saturated fat from cheese and processed meats, but often trans fats from the crust and toppings. These fats clog your arteries and lower your good cholesterol, just like bacon and fries do. That narrowing of your blood vessels makes it harder for oxygen-rich blood to reach your lower limbs, which can cause pain, fatigue, or slower healing after even small injuries. But the danger doesn't stop there. Many frozen pizzas are full of additives and preservatives to extend shelf life. Some of these can trigger inflammation in the body, which further harms blood vessels and slows circulation. It's a slow, silent process. You might not notice the effects until you find yourself short of breath after just a short walk, or your feet feel cold no matter how warm the room is. A study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that diets high in ultra-processed foods, like frozen pizza, were linked to significantly higher rates of heart and vascular disease. And if it affects your heart, it affects your legs, too. If pizza night is a tradition in your home, you don't have to give it up entirely. Try making your own with a whole grain crust, fresh vegetables, and lean protein. You'll cut down on sodium, bad fats, and additives, and still get all the cheesy satisfaction you love. Blank. Conclusion. Now that we've gone through all 7 sneaky leg health saboteurs, let's take a moment to wrap it all up with something warm, encouraging, and motivating. So, there you have it. 7 foods that may seem harmless, even comforting, but can quietly weaken your legs over time. The truth is, our choices at the table ripple all the way down to our toes. Every bite either helps keep our steps strong, or makes it harder for our legs to carry us through the moments we love. The good news? You don't have to give up everything you enjoy. Small changes, a swap here, a lighter portion there, can protect your circulation, strengthen your muscles, and keep you moving freely for years to come. Think of it this way. Your legs have carried you through decades of life's journeys, from first dances to family vacations. They deserve a little care in return. So, maybe this week, skip the soda and pour a tall glass of water with lemon. Swap the white bread for something whole grain. Treat ice cream like a sweet guest, not a permanent roommate. And most importantly, remember you're in control. Every mindful choice is a step toward more mornings spent walking without pain. More afternoons in the garden. More evenings dancing in the kitchen. Your legs can still take you anywhere you want to go. You just have to give them the fuel they need. If you found this helpful, drop a 1 in the comments. Share it with a friend who could use a gentle nudge. And make sure you're subscribed to channel. Your healthiest steps are still ahead.